Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome to the third tutorial for our Breakout 2 game. And so far we've already added a custom backdrop, and we added some music to play during the game. And our third modification will be to make the paddle flash when the ball hits it. And I'm still kind of fine-tuning this code block right here because I don't love exactly what it does, but I'll explain it to you. So I have the paddle block, the paddle, not the brick, not the ball, the paddle sprite highlighted, and you can tell that it's up here in this corner too. So that means that I've selected that sprite, and I add this code block to the paddle sprite. So I have a when I receive bounce, if, and I had to, so basically I drug an if-then block over, and then I had to go to the green operators and find a green, like a math operator that was basically blank is greater than blank. So I drug that into the if-then block, and I think it came in like with a default, like if it's greater than 10, and I've been playing with those numbers. And then you go up to blue and you add, I think it's sensing, and you add distance to, and then you can choose of which sprite. So I'm going to choose the ball. So if the distance to the ball is greater than 2, oh, maybe that's my problem. It should be less than 2. I think I figured it out during the creation of this tutorial video, what I did wrong. So let's check it out. Well, before I do it, let me finish, and then maybe I'll just show you. So when I receive the bounce, if the distance to the ball is greater than, and it said 10, repeat this, and I think it said this 5 times. Change the color effect by 50. It just means basically when the ball bounces, if it's more than 10 whatever, and I still don't know what that means, 10 pixels, 10 what, millimeters, 10 somethings away, make the paddle change color. So here's with my background and my sound and my flashing paddle. So there's a couple things. It flashes every time it hits a brick also. Even though I told it, even though I'm coding the paddle, I'm not coding a brick. I'm coding the paddle. But I think it's because it's using the same, they call it a broadcast. I don't like that. I don't like that word. It was always confusing to me when I was learning Scratch. It still is a little bit. I think they're trying to use that stage thing again, like there's actors and a stage and backdrops, I think, and this is a broadcast, kind of thing. There's got to be a better word for it, but because it doesn't really broadcast anything. It just says when this happens. So when bounce happens, then do this. And so it bounces off of both, well, it bounces off of the edges, it bounces off of my paddle, and it bounces off of the bricks. So let's see if my paddle flashes when it hits everything. Whoops, except for I have to win. I don't think it flashes when it hits the side of the screen. No, it doesn't. So, interesting. So it does not, I'm looking at my ball. Yeah, bounce, touch paddle, if on edge, bounce. But that's not a broadcast. Okay. So we basically just told the ball, if you hit an edge, bounce. But it's a separate thing right here is what I'm talking about. That is different than this broadcast thing. When I receive bounce, okay. So let me. So when you do this, this is all you have to do for this step. By the way, is add this code to your paddle. But I'm going to try to add the less than So I'm going to go to operators and do less than, and I want to unsnap that. Let's see, this could be interesting. Less than 50 though, that's a long ways away. Let's go less than 5. Let's see if there's any difference at all to this code. Not even flashing. Alright, so this is actually kind of what I like about coding. You have to problem solve it. So maybe it was correct the way I had it, which was greater than, but I don't think so. Because we basically want to say, if the ball is closer than 5, then change the paddle. If it's closer than 5, maybe I should change the 5 to like 20. Let's just see if that does anything. Still no flash. So when I receive bounce, if the distance to the ball from the paddle, because we're coding the paddle, is less than 20, so that means if the ball is hitting, really it should be like 1. I mean, right? It should be like if the paddle hits the ball, flash, change the color. Change the color. Let's do it again. It is not flashing at all anymore. Why is that? Okay, by looking at this code, when I receive bounce, if the distance to the ball is less than 1, let's try less than 60. A big number. Oh, it's flashing. Now it's perfect. Isn't that weird? Alright, so my tutorial, but I am making improvements on the fly here. So increments of 1, 5, 10 were too little, which is weird, right? So I don't understand the distances in Scratch. Nothing teaches you that or shows you that. So it must have been too small of a measurement. And so when it bounces off the paddle and the ball is closer than 60 whatevers, flash the paddle. So now, because I'm saying that, it won't flash when I hit the bricks because it's too far away. Even though it is receiving a bounce message, but it's farther than 60. Excellent. Alright, so that is the code block you're going to add to your paddle. And that'll be your third custom change for your Breakout 2 game. Awesome. Mr. Johns out.